2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost the weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to. Southside Pod! Yes, we're on the air. And with gangs all here, all things on the South Side. Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod. Hey, Chris. I haven't seen you in a while.
You coming to my party?
What party?
Some other beer
Audrey's.
towards. Is that? Where'd that come
That's
from?
my beer. That's a non-alcoholic.
Okay.
That will do nothing for you. I gotta come down and get it. Hold on.
It's really confused. I'm like, why is there this other beer here?
We learned that walking away from the cameras works sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we heard on the last
Yes.
show.
So that was totally unplanned.
Let's do it right now.
Anyway, I know
What party?
Audrey's.
It's not your party.
Audrey's graduation party.
Not your party. Her party.
Audrey's graduating from Mother
Her
McCauley.
party.
Her party. Yeah, her party. And
It's her
she's
party.
graduating, and like it's a lot of pomp and circumstance. She goes to.
That's what the song is called that they graduate to.
Pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
That's
Like
true.
Macho Man Savage.
That's true.
Is,
Yeah. So she
Was that on purpose? Did you say that on purpose?
No, I didn't mean to, but I guess I just went with it.
Do we have to play that
Yeah.
song later now?
No,
Thank God, I hope not. That would sound terrible.
but she goes to the all-girls school, Mother McCauley.
Yes.
They wear all white like it's their wedding day when they graduate.
That's
they don't wear
weird.
cap and gowns.
Pure.
They wear all whites. They have to get a pretty white dress and they have to show up for it. They just had prom, actually.
What do they throw then?
They throw the
Rice.
hats. I think they have the hats. I think they have the hats. I don't even know if they have the hats. I don't know. But I think that they
Called a
had.
mortarboard.
Did your sister go there?
She did. I'll have to ask her.
Okay.
She teaches there now, too.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to watch
So
what I
she
say
never
about them.
left her high school.
I have
is
to
what
watch
you're
what I
saying.
say about them.
Okay.
Because she's got a wonderful job there. My niece is about to start there.
Okay.
And, I think overall I had a very nice time over at
Okay.
Mount Macaulay. Okay. I'll never be able to say everything was perfect, but if I could do it again, I would have sent her to Macaulay.
Okay.
Okay. I was happy with what the
Repeat
decision
buyer,
was.
that's good.
Happy with the
They
decision.
wear
we made.
white.
That said, that I was happy with the decision. Here comes the
Here comes the
Here we go.
14
Here
it comes.
points.
However,
Here it comes. However, she just went to her prom. And I really felt like, as a dad who would normally be nervous about his daughter going to prom,
where was her prom at?
Her prom was at the Drake Hotel.
Oh my God.
Fancy.
Fancy, right?
Super
Old
fancy.
fancy.
Super fancy. But here's what
Old
they don't
money
do
fancy.
anymore.
Super fancy.
Here's what they don't do anymore. They don't take a limo to prom anymore.
What do they do?
They make them all go to the school and get on a bus.
No, that's not real.
They
No,
do.
They do.
She went.
It's safer.
That's how they do it.
How do you drink on a bus?
Exactly.
I think they figured it out,
How do you
guys.
save $100 bill to give to the limo driver to say, we're cool, right?
We're cool, right?
You can't do that to
No,
Otto.
you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
He works for the school.
I mean, it wasn't a school bus, right? It was
No,
like a coach bus.
I think it was a coach bus. I believe it was. I don't
that
know.
sounds
what
like
they
a
used.
Catholic school thing to
But
me.
but here's the thing. Like, I feel like, here's the weird thing. They have to show up there. They're not even allowed to take a limo to the school, even though I saw one pulling out of Macaulay, so somebody broke the rule. Okay, but they're not
They gotta be
supposed
dropped off
Well,
at
they don't-
something.
you
They
know,
gotta
It's a
be,
vehicle.
but they're supposed to just come in their cars or if their parents
They don't-
drop them
it's
off,
the
whatever they're doing.
class
What if the
thing
parents own a
there.
limo company?
I don't know. They get on a bus and they take the bus, them and their date check in then, and then they ride with their date on a bus down to the hotel, and then the bus brings them back to the school. So like with my prom, there was a limo, and then afterwards we were on a boat until 3 in the
Yeah,
morning.
we went on a boat as well.
But there's none of that now.
And
with
then we
these
like
kids.
slept over at it. Like
Right.
seriously, like our parents said it's okay to sleep over. Like a bunch of kids that just went to prom together who are like dating,
Right.
are seniors.
Everybody's in their prettiest
sleeping
dress.
over.
Right. Yeah.
We
That's
went to a cabin in
ridiculous.
Wisconsin.
It
after
is.
for the
That's what
weekend.
happened with us. We all
20
slept
people.
over.
Yeah.
It was
we all
normal.
slept over. Yeah, exactly. So
But we were dorks, so we didn't have to.
Yeah, you guys just played Dungeons and Dragons at a cabin in
pretty much.
Wisconsin.
I wasn't
Yeah.
a dork.
Yeah.
I was.
Lies!
I
Lies!
struck out.
I've seen
I
pictures
tried.
of you, Chris.
I tried and I struck out. Okay, but other people during the sleepover, I think, nobody was paying any attention to what they were doing in that bedroom. So yeah.
I mean, nothing you couldn't do on a dark bus
Now
on a ride
those
home.
kids are
That's the thing.
27 years old.
Now here's the thing. First off, I guess it's because I know my daughter is kind of a square. Like she's not going to drink. Yeah, exactly. She's not going to drink.
that for the
The
camera?
poor boy that came over who was so nervous.
Oh, I thought you were talking
If
about the
he
sandwich
tried
at
something
first.
she didn't want, she would just break his arm. Okay, because
Yeah.
I mean, like he basically, if someone would have tried to pick their pockets or rob them at some point,
He would have thrown Audrey in front of him.
exactly. Nice kid.
Take her and save me, sir.
Exactly.
Well,
that's
I mean,
exact-
she would have fought
Well,
the
she takes.
person
Well, she
off.
takes.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
say she takes kickboxing and a little taekwondo.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, I almost lost the beer on the computer.
That would have been amazing.
It's been a while since
Right.
something bled on the computer and caused all sorts of problems.
Have another non-alcoholic beer.
To have the studio ruined by a non-alcoholic beer would
That would
just
be-
the
that would be
stupidest
terrible.
thing that
Yeah.
ever happened down there. In all
That's the
years
reason to
of
start drinking.
Let's make it happen.
My point was going to be, I thought it was stupid.
It
that
is
they had to take a
stupid.
bus.
That was the first thing I said. This bit could have been 10 seconds long.
It probably should have been 10
Roll
seconds
the
long.
tape.
Yep. This portion of Southside Pod brought to you by Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor. He's local, experienced, down to earth, and a friend of this show. He actually helps me with my money, and he takes care of bills as well. Get to know you approach and a do the right thing attitude. That's what you're going to get from Tom. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? You give him a call, 773-779-0023. Call somebody who is invested in your success and has been doing this for over 2 decades. Doesn't matter where you're at in life. Just starting out, getting to the end, somewhere in the middle. Stop in and see him on the corner of 111th and Kedzie. Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC. Well, I went into the back of the basement here today.
That way?
The back room?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, this is
laundry room.
the finished side.
Yeah.
And there's the unfinished side. So where
Where
the
you put all
water
the crap
heater
when guest
is, and the
comes over.
furnace,
Yeah.
and my workbench,
Yeah,
and a
right,
bunch of
right.
crap that's stacked
Utility
up.
stuff.
And there's a bunch of stuff
Chris
that's
has a
back there that
workbench?
I haven't looked at in 20 years and probably should just be thrown out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I go back there, and my daughter, we had taken a couple of college visits, and she put her luggage down there. And it's like a bag and like a suitcase. And she put them up against the hot water heater.
Okay.
Over the sensor where the wires are, like the one spot where the pilot light is. And I was
Sure.
like, that doesn't seem like it should have been there, right?
Right.
Like you don't lean things up against the hot water heater or the
No,
furnace.
yeah.
You're a fireman. Is that a good idea?
You probably shouldn't.
Because I kind of wrote her. I was
Chances
like,
are, but good rule of thumb.
I wrote her. I was like, look, probably a bad idea to do it. Maybe we all die of carbon monoxide. Maybe there's a fire. Maybe the hot water heater shoots itself through the floor
That would be awesome.
and
Yeah,
kills
that'd be
your brother
really cool.
right living
I mean,
right
not
above it.
that part.
No, that would
yeah.
be bad.
So maybe don't stack that stuff
I
up
imagine
against
him
it.
riding it though, like
Yeah.
The
Slim
8-year-old, right?
Pickens?
The 8-year-old. The 8-year-old would be
Yeah.
doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be doing it. The 16-year-old would probably sleep through the whole thing. Okay.
What?
But the 8-year-old would be riding it
Yeah.
and screaming the entire way. Yeah. He's a handful right now, man. He's hitting on girls.
what?
He's hitting on girls.
He's
Like
he's
hitting them?
No, hitting
hitting
on them.
on them.
What's his,
At 8
what's
years
his
old.
riz? You know what that means?
Yeah, I know what the Riz is.
He's
I've had to ask my kids what the Riz is multiple times. Now I kind of get
Short
what
for
the Riz is.
charisma.
Yeah.
Charisma.
Just learned it.
Exactly.
But what's it? Does he have like a line? Like,
Well, he asks them over for a play date, but he finds common interest with
I'm
them.
8, but you're
like
10.
so-and-so likes science, so I like science. And I'm like, you do? And he's like,
like, yeah, I
I
wanna
do
be a
now.
doctor.
And he's like, so we're going to come over and we're going to do something with science. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And that he's just getting him in the door, right? Like we were just down the block. The neighbor had like a bunch of kids over. And it's funny, I get invited to the neighbors' houses all the time now that my wife's gone. I think they all heard her yelling all the time and they never wanted us at anything. Now people come down, knock on the door like, hey, I'm having a party. You want to bring the kids down? Like
Nice.
all the time. Wow. It's amazing how the neighborhood treats me differently. You don't realize that you're that house on the block that nobody wants to talk to and they all talk about you until she leaves and then everybody invites you to the
I
party.
was a similar situation though, because I lived in my house for a long time before my wife moved in, and we went to like block parties, and I lived there for about 12 years at that point. We went to a block party together, and they go, "Oh, did you guys just moved in?" I was like, "Nope, I just never left the house or talked to people." Like next door neighbor didn't know who I was.
and then you said I still don't want to, right?
Yeah, like this is my wife's method. She'll talk. Yeah.
But we're at this thing and there's all these little kids running around and there's a bunch of little girls running around and he knows that 2 of them are the older sisters of 2 of the girls in his class.
Did his
So
research. Nice.
As they're
Nice.
getting ready to leave, he goes, hey, say hi to so-and-so for me. And you
Perfect.
say hi to so-and-so for me. And tell Nick said hi.
Yeah.
Like he's laying groundwork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get older
get all
and
these
you learn,
feelers out.
you're not gonna meet the girls
that's also
normally
kind of
on
a-
just a fling. You're gonna lay groundwork until you get to
That's
what
also
you're
kind of
trying
a
to
nag.
He's throwing out a big
you know what a
net.
nag is?
Yeah.
Are you
What?
familiar with
Neg?
the term a neg? It's when you hit on a girl, but you kind of give them like a negative thing where it makes them feel like, well, how come like that girl went like, how come he didn't say hi to me? How come
Right.
he needs me to say hi to that other girl?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
You know, so
he's
like,
an
it
evil
makes
genius.
her even like
A neg.
really like him
I'm going to
more.
take him with me when I start
Yeah.
going out
Yeah,
dating because
should.
I got something to learn from that
Yeah.
kid. Yeah. He's killing it at 8 years old. He's a natural.
It's like bringing a puppy to the beach.
It is true. I used to walk around with the ferret in college.
Yeah, that didn't work
had
at
a
all.
ferret?
It did work.
You had a
No,
ferret?
it
The
didn't.
ferret worked all the time.
Yeah.
I got phone numbers on the quad because I was walking a ferret.
Why did you have a
multiple
ferret?
times.
His name was Jabroni.
Jabroni. Because
Jabroni the ferret.
The Rock called people jabronis
Yeah.
in the late
Yeah,
90s
and-
on WWE.
And it smelled horrible, and no girl wanted
No,
to deal with him
like,
because
yeah,
of the
ferrets
I don't
smell
know.
terrible.
This rat that was
The
I mean,
not.
they're like really cute rats.
The
The
ferret
rat was
would
not a
crawl
girl
off
getter.
of my shoulder onto the girl's shoulder, and they would all think it was wonderful
Oh my
and everything
God.
else. Like,
and they would get with the frat guy.
The ferret
afterwards.
also.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
Who
U of
didn't
I,
have a
so
ferret?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Oh, let's talk to this guy who's 40 pounds, who will be 40 pounds lighter in 20 years. We'll talk to him now.
That's bull. That's bull. I'm at the same weight that I was at when I like.
Let's
15
talk to the
years ago.
weird ferret guy
I'm
who's on
finally
the
just
radio.
getting rid of my 911 dispatch
Give
weight.
me a
That's all I'm
Marcy
doing.
Playground CD, and
I
now I'm
hate
going to
you.
go.
I hate
Now I'm
you
going to
so
go hang out
much.
with the frat guy.
See that guy with the ferret? What a loser.
That's the picture we're using on his dating profile.
Me and the ferret?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to look like
That should be your next podcast.
I'm going to be 23 years
Me and the
old.
ferret.
I'm gonna be,
It'll be like you talking to nobody. It'll be like when I'm not here.
oh, when Mike's here.
We should just call Mike. That's his new name, the ferret. No more Smo. He's just the ferret.
I don't know. Did we explain already why you guys keep putting your heads side to side?
We should probably explain it every episode.
The producer of the videos.
Yeah.
She gave us show notes.
You guys need to be closer.
We need to be closer.
And you are sitting a little bit closer to each other
Yeah.
in the camera angle. And now you keep leaning in at the end of everything that
Not
we do.
every-
And we've shared a few things privately, which just helps us be closer.
Yeah.
That's good.
feelings.
Off the microphone.
camera.
Can you give me a recent thing that you
No,
shared
it's
off
between
camera?
us, bro.
Nothing?
Sorry.
Can't you give me anything? All right, that's fine. I'll share with you.
Okay.
Okay, we were talking about how I'm a nerd who had a ferret.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm also now playing video games again for the first time in 20 years because I have
against
nothing but time.
12-year-olds
on my hands.
online.
Which one are you playing?
I'm playing Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead
Isn't that the
Redemption.
cowboy one?
It's the cowboy one. So Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like an open world. Did you ever watch Westworld? Did
Yes.
Stop trying to sell me, bro.
you ever watch Westworld?
Oh, totally.
I'm not playing
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption.
It reminds
It's
me of
the vi- it's the video game version of
if
Westworld.
there weren't killer robots and you were just in Westworld and everything was working properly.
So yeah.
That's
Westworld,
what.
no
That's what it
bugs.
is.
Okay.
That's what it
Okay.
is. Okay. Like I feel like when they did
Evan Rachel
when they did
Wood
the
one of the characters?
when they did the HBO Westworld, I felt like they modeled it off of the storyline for Red Dead Redemption 2 because there were so many cool little aspects of it, and I felt like they were always nodding back to the video game. But this is a game like that I got a decade ago and never had the time to play because
You're playing a 10-year-old video
I had
game.
children to take
You're
care of.
fully morphing into the divorced dad
I am.
persona.
Like, well, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. When
Do you
they're
sleep
gone
in
for
a
the
race car
weekend,
bed?
because I have them the majority of the time, right? So when they're gone for the weekend, I will spend a whole day playing video games.
Yeah. I mean, because like 3 kids is
That's
exhausting.
crazy.
So I get
I will. It's so
I
weird, but I
can't
will.
imagine a whole day without children.
It's a whole day without kids.
But at the same time,
Well, Audrey's here,
and
but
this
she's
is not
18,
a knock
so
on
she does
you,
her
but
own thing.
Kind of a knock on you, but not really.
Yeah. It's
Like
totally
the few
a knock on
times
me.
that like when like the grandma takes the kids or something like that. Like me and Sam are like we're like doing yard work and housework and getting things done
It's
that
the
we
stuff,
know.
yeah, that you can't do when the kids
He
are
did
around.
it. He did it.
I can't believe I did that.
He did it.
All right,
He
we're
spilled
gonna
on the
have to
board?
pause this. God damn it.
He really spilled on the
Did I
board.
spill on the board?
Oh, he hit it with his hand?
He tried to cheers the ghost next to him.
Yeah.
He's pissed. Would it make you feel better if I spilled mine on the board too?
No. I mean, what if we put a real beer on
I
it?
can't believe I did that.
Did you just go whap?
I hit it in my hand and it started to slip, and then I just overcorrected and spilled it
Are you
all
sure
over the
you're
place.
not drinking one with... I'm just kidding.
At least it didn't start smoking.
Grab a guitar. We'll sing a
Listen.
song about Chris spilling on the board.
Do you know how much?
It'll make him feel better.
Chris, you know how many beers I've spilled on all of my amps?
I know, but this thing's already been giving me problems because I spilled on it years ago.
Maybe it'll fix it, like when you get kicked by a mule.
Or all of our audio will be destroyed.
Hopefully just Mike's part gets destroyed. Spill it on the mic part?
It'd probably be better.
Just spill beer on the mic part. Pour a whole beer on it.
I mean, like, how the hell did I do that? We're sitting there, we're talking, and it's
You went like
stupid.
this, like
it's
you were cheerleading
well, no,
somebody.
it's a stupid glass. So it's like one of these things that's got like the bottom thing to it.
Why did you put it in the glass?
And I don't know. It makes me, because if I drink out of the stupid non-alcoholic can, I just feel stupid. So I was like, oh,
You should. It's
feels
non-alcoholic beer.
more like it. Southside Pod listeners, if you're looking for something to do and you like wine, Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie, an incredible array of wines, an amazing menu as well. The wines from all over the world, and you can get them in any kind of portion that you'd like. You can try out new ones every time you go in there because they're constantly rotating in new items. A 21 and over establishment, really cool, like a hotel lounge inside of that establishment. And then if you find something you like, you go to the bottle shop, you pick out that wine, you take it home. I don't know how you can't enjoy yourself at Spoken Vine, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. See more at SpokenVineWines.com. If you like hot sauce, and I like hot sauce, the only hot sauce that we have here at the 9-Foot Homemade Oak Bar is SidSauce.net. Go to SidSauce.net and get yourself some hot sauce. They're right here on the south side. They grow the peppers in backyards around the south side. They develop the sauces right here on the south side. Many of you get the sauce delivered to your door for free. And again, it's the only hot sauce we have here at the 9-Foot Homemade Oak Bar where Southside Pod is filmed and recorded. Check them out again at SidSauce.net.
Chris,
Yeah.
take a deep breath, bro.
Oh, I'm annoyed.
You got this.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what he built
I'm
this
annoyed.
bill?
You want to know why I'm annoyed? let me tell you why I'm annoyed that I did that. Why I feel so stupid that
Because
I
we
did that.
totally
Remember
foreshadowed
when we
it
were
like
kids
15 minutes ago.
And we would be drinking without our parents knowing. We'd come home and be like quiet as a mouse. And we'd go right into bed.
Right.
And then the one night we come home 100% sober, we knock over the table and the lamp.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that annoys me is I'll tell you this. I'm going to give you a little insight into this ridiculous divorce that I'm in. Okay. Somewhere along the line, the other side came up with they decided they were going to say that my business was based upon alcohol. Now, you know that I'm a media producer. You know that I have Sox in the Basement, which is the #1 White Sox podcast. It ranks in the top 1% of podcasts in the world, and it's all about baseball. Then I have the EP podcast, which is a community-based podcast for just Evergreen Park that brings in a bunch of money and like supports the local area, has nothing to do with alcohol. I produce podcasts for insurance agents. I produce podcasts for self-help people and professional organizers. And some guy's got a hockey podcast for kids and all this stuff like that. And because every once in a while when we would do a food review, she would say, I want to go too. And when she went, she got free drinks.
Sure.
So that's the only time. She never went when we did an event at a school. She only went when there was a free drink. So she told her attorney, I think, everything about his business is drinking. And all it is that I will drink a beer every once in a while when I talk to you guys on this show. And we had what? We had Hailstorm Brewing for a year as one of our 20 advertisers.
Yep.
And Cork and Carry serves food and has like burgers that they win awards for at their location outside the ballpark, but they happen to have taps at the bar.
Right.
It's the closest I come to having anything to do with alcohol. It's like saying that a guy who sells advertisements for NBC gets the Budweiser account and somebody says his entire business is based upon alcohol.
An ironic twist, though. The two guys drinking are making really funny jokes tonight, and the guy not drinking almost ruined the whole board.
Exactly. Yeah. It's stupid. So, and if I'm making a face because I'm like, this is this.
Chris, I almost spilled right there, so I'm with you now.
well,
I
we
almost
don't have
spilled.
electronics
I
on
almost
us.
We're
spilled.
gonna finish the show just throwing beers at the camera.
Stone Cold Steve Austin style.
Just start.
There's a
banging
reason why he
his
doesn't put the
head.
electronics in front of me.
He's walking away. He's walking away.
This is one of those, close the door moments.
Door open.
Hey, remember that time he closed
What
the
were you
door?
bored?
Background. I left the door open. I left the door open in the background.
You can't let the monsters come out from there.
I left the door open in the background. All right, so Let me get this show back on track.
Nope.
Done.
That's not what we do here.
Mike, for ratings now, he's going to spill beer on the guitar.
Chris, can I borrow one of your
That's
guitars?
what we're going to do now. We might as well lean into this whole idea that the whole show is based about alcohol. Just start throwing alcohol around.
No, sir, I haven't been drinking tonight. You smell like
Here's the
beer,
thing.
son.
Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly think that somebody who based their entire life around alcohol could launch a podcast business that will probably bill $100,000 this year in revenue? Like, because I got that because I was drunk all the time down in my basement. It's maybe one of the most absurd things ever been said to me. It is. It's really, I laugh out loud every time it happens. And I know there's a point where somebody's got to prove that statement. And God, please let it come soon. But it drives me absolutely nuts. So that's why I get sensitive when I spill like the beer. It's non-alcoholic, and I spilled it, and I'm like, that just aggravates me that I did that. So
It probably affects the board less because it's non-alcoholic.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
It's the alcohol that screws up the electronics, not the moisture.
As it does, the alcohol is what
alcohol.
kills the board.
Yeah, right.
Well, we are due for a new board anyway. I've had this one for 6 years. So
It's about time. It's gotta be
about time.
retired. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we still have a little bit of loan money left from after we
So
bought the
we're
cameras.
done with it? I can spill some more?
No, we're not spilling it. We're on there.
But when we are done, we're all spilling.
I
on
need it
it.
to last for at least a week while the new
okay,
one gets
okay.
shipped to me. So
Okay,
now we'll
okay.
probably, this will be the new one that I take out when we do a live remote somewhere.
Gotcha.
Because it's been
The non-alcoholic
beat the crap.
board.
Yeah, the not.
It's been downgraded to number 2.
It's the Southside! It's the Southside! It's the Southside Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod!
Y'all come back now, you hear?